Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Today's video is going to be about how I read and how I keep my reading journal. So I am currently reading We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This is not the first time I've read this book. I love it. I highly recommend it. It is YA, but I recommend it for all ages. It is a thriller, so that's amazing. I love a thriller because it has a really great pace to it. I am currently writing a murder mystery, which is also a thriller, and so I like to read a lot in that genre. I really like reading in this genre when I'm writing in this genre because it helps me see how other authors are piecing things together and how they're pacing their book. So reading this again, one of my favorites. I absolutely recommend it. There's less than 230 pages, so it's an extremely quick read and it's a beautiful read. Beautiful language in here. So I read a little bit different because I am a writer. And so if you've ever been an actor or you've ever done, anything with production in movies, you probably watch movies differently than the rest of us. Like, I can just enjoy a movie because I don't know anything about what's happening in the background. But as a writer, when it comes to reading, I really focus on sentence structure and why an author has chosen those words or where they place certain things, like in the beginning, middle, and end. So I am a very active reader, and it makes me a very slow reader because I reread things and I write. So I was going to mark a page in here that I already have taken notes on. I think I forgot to do that. So let me find a page. Okay, so right here, you can see that I have little brackets, and then I have some things underlined, and then I have words off to the side. So this was a page where I was starting to notice that the author is kind of writing in verse. Emphasize, it's so hard for me to say that word. It's like one of those words, everyone has one, where they have to think about it before they say it. I don't know why. Anyway, she wanted to make sure that you were going to pay attention to each single thing that she said in this sentence, and a comma where you're going to take the breath was just not enough for her. And it actually really works out well. And so I wanted to remind myself that this is a technique that you could absolutely use, and it's so beautiful the way it reads. I love this book. So I have some full-on notes right here. I write sometimes, if there's enough space, like down here, I'll write a whole paragraph about things. If it's more of a classic, I tend to write even more notes because usually they are referring to other literary works. And so I like that. I like finding those little pieces within the book. So when it comes to actually writing notes, I've been reading people's comments. I still haven't been able to really comment because I can't hold my phone and I just have not gotten it together. But I'm going to get there. Maybe I'll have to do a Q&A. I don't know. But I have been reading, and a lot of you have been saying that it's really hard for you to try to keep things separate, because I had mentioned I wanted to move my journaling out of here because I don't like it. I feel like I keep flipping through the pages and then I have to edit a lot of these videos because I forgot that those are my private thoughts I don't want to share. And so I like that. I also like having my journal at home, because if I take this out to the library or wherever, I don't want to accidentally forget that journal with my thoughts that are not meant for other people to read. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just have to work out anger or stress or, say things that I would normally say out loud on the page to get them out and to be able to move on and be the person I want to be. So I don't like having to carry it everywhere with me. Could you imagine, taking your diary everywhere you went? That to me sounds crazy, but whatever. It's just not what I want to do. I created a spread in here for the book I'm reading, We Were Liars, since I have the physical copy and I can annotate the shit out of this because there's just so much stuff I love in here. It would take me forever to read. I would be practically rewriting a big chunk of this book in here. I don't want to do that. So I decided to do a spread, and I wanted a spread to help me trigger some thoughts about this book. So if anybody ever asked me, I could put a few quotes that I really loved the most in here, and a little bit about each of the main characters. These are the teenagers. The main character, her name is Cadence, which made me laugh because I forget she is the narrator. So therefore, unless somebody addresses her, you don't really see her name, and I completely forgot. So when I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah. So I'm just writing a little bit about each of the main character as I'm reading through, and then probably a little bit about like the themes and some of the thoughts and feelings that are going on as I'm reading it, just on this 2-page spread, and then everything else that I need will be in here. If I need more than, a spread for it, because I'm going to be doing my dailies here, I will just go ahead and make another one here. I thought about putting it in the back where the collections go, but I think it's nice to have it in the week I actually read it. So that's a new thing that I'm trying. Let me know how you keep your reading journal and if something like this works for you. So I just used, to decorate this spread, one of the sticky collage papers. No words this morning. In my Your Creative Studio subscription box, I just tore it in half, and I had to trim it a little bit because it was a little wider than this actual page, and I just stuck it on there. And then over here, these are stickers from the same subscription box. I thought I would go ahead and put some stickers down before, and I'm just going to do my dailies as I normally do. If there's some empty space, I can add some washi tape as well, but for right now, I don't know. I don't think the dailies are that serious. Plus, if I'm doing stuff like this to help motivate me to read and feel better and more of an active reader as I'm reading, so I will get it done. I'm hoping that this will suffice my need to have to collage things, because again, I mentioned the dailies are not really something I refer to after that. I did go ahead and finish up everything on this page. I went over these notes because I was concerned yesterday, if you remember, that maybe it would be wiser to put them on a sticky note, because that's a good way to forwardly plan. Put a sticky note here with all of the things that I need to do once I set up the day. I thought about that, but I went through everything and it worked out just fine, and I remembered everything. So I don't think I need the sticky note, at least not for now. And if not, you can always do what I did, which was I set up this day and this day at the same time, because I knew this was going to be a small day. I was going to be at home, but I needed to put a lot on this page, and I just kind of went back and forth and wrote on both days at the same time. So that also works. And this is why I don't like setting up days in advance like a lot of people do. I think that when they do those layouts, they look very beautiful, but you never know how much space you're really going to need. And I've been journaling for a while and I still never know. I mean, this one took up a whole page, and then these ones were just, you know what I mean? So there's that. Okay, so this was annoying. I had mentioned that I wanted to start journaling in a different notebook. Well, I didn't have that notebook, and I had some thoughts and I wanted to put them there. So I did, but now I feel like when I'm flipping back and forth, I might forget. So I put a piece of just Post-it on top, the sticky part, so that, nobody would see it. But I'm still very cautious of that. Have you guys ever shown parts of your journal that you didn't want to be seen? What are your thoughts and feelings on that? It's just weird. I mean, I don't write horrible, nasty things. It makes it sound like I write horrible, nasty things. It's just, they're my thoughts. They're mine, Anyway, I went ahead and pre-wrote in the 11th because I am currently editing the day before, and it just gets so confusing to me. I don't want to have another accident where I wrote Sunday up here instead of Monday, and then this whole 3 days were off and I was like, what is going on? So I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yes, it's Thursday. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to write down a list of things here, and then I will be back. Okay, and I am back. So I just put a few things here for the day. The boys and girls will be playing at different places, continuing in the state tournament. We're going to be having pizza and jalapeno poppers, so I need to make those. I'm going to prep them in advance and then just throw them in the oven later. I need to wipe down the table and the counters just because of coronavirus, and it's not just Jay and I, my sister and the kids, and my mom will be over. I talked about that before. I need to get cash out at the bank. And then the electricity, is that how you spell electricity? I feel like that looks weird. Yeah, I guess so. Just, I don't know. I guess I never spell it. Anyway, the electricity went out for 23 minutes today, and it was just like all these blinking clocks. I was panicked because we are going to be watching the game here at our house, both of the games online on the interweb, and they might possibly be on YouTube, on the personal YouTube channels of these schools, or they might be on this. I think that's what it is. That's why I put a note here to ask my sister. I think it's National Federation of High School Sports or something like that. So I have to figure that out. I also need to hook up my laptop with the HDMI wire so we can watch it that way if it is going to be on the website and not on YouTube. So I got to do a test run of that. But I was really panicked because the electricity went out and I was like, why? Everyone's coming over to watch the game. It has to work. And also, I put the electric bill on here because I thought, oh my God, did we forget to pay the bill or something? We live in the country. I don't know how it works in a city, but usually if they're going to turn off your electricity or something, they will leave a note. That has happened to us before. Not recently, but back in the day when we'd go camping or stuff. I hate going camping, but sometimes I would go, and we'd go for like a couple of weeks, and even sometimes for a week, and we'd forget in the summertime, you're just so busy, you don't think about electricity, you're just out in Colorado because it's beautiful here. And you come back and you get like this warning, hey, your electricity's gonna be turned off. So I didn't think that's what it was, but it made me think about it for a moment. I was like, oh my God. So I called my sister and her electricity was out too. So I don't know if they were doing testing or somebody hit a pole, because that's also something here in the country. Someone hits a pole, it's out everywhere. So there's that. I hope that's not the case. But I also indented here where it says set up laptop. These are two things I need to do for this thing. I don't know. Maybe you don't need to indent, but that just allows me to know that these are subdivisions of this. I don't know. Cool. So there's that. I'm going with just one line instead of a column because there's this pretty flower over here and it looks pretty clean. Still messy handwriting, which is who I am, but that's fine. So that is everything for the day. All right. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.